we're very excited to kick off coffee time again with another exciting announcement. So I'm going to pass it over to Dave to start telling us what's new and exciting. What's the headliners and the breaking news?
We are excited to talk about the special news and the promotion of Kenny to President and CEO. Drum roll. No, you can't hear that.
Is this the first time I'm hearing this? Oh man, that's awesome.
Did you not know?
It's a shock. Yeah. I humbly accept.
Okay, excellent. Well, it is exciting news, and for you Goslings around the globe, how many years has Kenny been with us? Does anyone know? Did I see a hand go up?
You did.
And how many?
31 years.
Yes, it's amazing. 31.
Well, wait, pause for a second, Dave. What went through your head just now, Kenny, as you put up 31? You had that.
Well, I was trying to think back that I couldn't remember. I started with Bill Gosling when I was 10 years of age. So just doing the mathematics there, right?
Tell us a little bit about your journey, because it's quite extensive and it's been very fast and furious when you think about it. And you've done a bunch of different things in the company. But give our Goslings some highlights from your perspective that you think about regularly. Tell us.
May 17th, 1993. I remember my first day as if it was yesterday in Glasgow. I remember the chap that trained me, a chap called Jerry Larvey. Dave, you will know who that is. His brother Chris worked for us as well. And Mel will appreciate this. The sum total of training you get was, right, Kenny, shadow Jerry for a couple of hours, which I did. And then I was pointed to a desk and a phone and said, okay, there you go. Get on the phones. For me, there was something nostalgic and halcyon about that process. It's not the same today for a whole bunch of reasons, but sometimes you can overthink it, and sometimes you just got to get into it and, learn as you go. So I was an agent. I wanted to be a supervisor, became a supervisor, did the MC role, did the OM role. And because the size of the UK at the time, even though I was a collections or production manager, I also did other functions, concurrently, like HR and learning. And that's because I asked to do that. I offered to do that. And that was quite important when you think about where we're at today, right?
You were one of the biggest students I've ever known, and you decided that school wasn't your cup of tea back when you were a teenager. So what is it that inspires you to be a continual learner from your perspective, Kenny?
As my mother has told me since I was young, I'm very nosy, so I'm curious by nature, right? And it's funny when I think back about the influence of my parents. That's kind of a big part of my mother. Mother is a get up, go, constantly moving, constantly trying things, not happy with what the status quo is. So as basic as that is, that's just the DNA that I've been fortunate to have. And whether it's professional, personal, lifestyle, I've just always tried things that maybe the folks that I grew up in and around would never try.
When you were back in the early collection days in Glasgow, you remember, pretty early in a collector's life, like in the first couple of weeks, you're learning about how competitive things are, right? So how has that played out in your career so far, and how do you put that out there as it relates to what's going on in our company?
For me, it's the defining philosophy of looking after the micro the sort of micro level today tasks. It's not that you're only looking at that, you're not tunnel visioned. You know what's going on next week, next month, next year, 3 years. It's there. But that crystallization has to become really apparent as you get it down to the daily and early tasks. And there's a fine line between fear of failure and winning. And one can argue they're one and the same, and sometimes they are. And emotionally and psychologically, I go between those two things all the time. I love to win, but I've definitely got this sort of drive that does not want to fail in any part of my life. As a father, as a husband, as a manager, as a friend, and you know, been a little bit ultras for a while. We're on this earth for, if you look at how long this earth has been around, we're here for a dot. And I'm just kind of person that likes to maximise every day. And so every day in collections, you can achieve something. You have a bad day, you come back tomorrow, make it up.
You know, one of the things, you've got a big number of folks that report to you, and, you know, keeping yourself organized and keeping everything organized as it relates to your role and your continued role, and, you know, taking on the CEO title. Any thoughts or words of wisdom for our watchers on what you like to do to make sure you stay on top of things?
I think it's really simple, Dave, as you and I have discussed 100 times. People use apps, they use, you know, other, I'm going to say, forums to keep on top of things. It's quite simple, it's called a checklist. And whether you've got a digital checklist or a written checklist, it's really spending morning, midday, and at night preparing for the following day, just constantly reconciling what you're doing, what your teams are working on against that list all the time. And the simpler it is, i.e. one or two lists or one or two avenues, the simpler it is, I think, to keep on top of it. So checklists, simple.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we know that in any business, if you don't have that kind of organization still and that checklist, then things drop off, because, you know, our memories aren't usually that great that we can think about all those things, and especially as you get more and more responsibilities, it's so important. So, yep. You know, thinking about the future, you know, you're now the president and CEO. Any thoughts as it relates to what's next that you want to share with the Goslings from your perspective?
You've created this amazing platform for myself and the team to, you know, operate in and within. I think our need to continue our digital journey, our automation and I'm going to say artificial general intelligence endeavours, and how that locks into the agent, will continue to be a focus. Agents are still critical to how we want to work with our clients to service their customers. And technology and automation and AI complement, supports that, can augment that. We can upskill our agent technically, verbally, emotionally. And that's the type of services that we really are drawn to, and those types of clients. And we've done that really well in the past X amount of decades, and we're going to continue to do that. So we'll remain diversified in industry. We will remain diversified by country, both client domiciled countries and servicing countries, and we'll certainly remain diversified in that specific service bucket. And I think for us, it's going to be exciting and a little bit, you know, with some trepidation. How do we do it in the next 5 years? Because there's a lot of hype around technology, AI, automation. I think and believe in my heart that we've got a really good start into this for a company of our size. And I truly believe that we will be very successful in our endeavours to further evolve this organisation and the people within the organisation to a whole new level. All be being well, I will be on the starting line in Lake Placid for my 10th and likely last full Ironman, because even this young chap is getting, not old, but older, I should say. I can tell you that for me personally, having something that's very demanding physically, emotionally in my life, it's actually a great compliment to the job I do and the environment I work in. I don't know how I get it done. I just figure it out. I keep it simple. I'm a simple guy. And I'm looking forward to, hopefully, crossing fingers, to get to the end of that race, get that 10th medal, put the 10th medal in my workout room. I put it right in the wall, so I'm looking at it all the time. When I feel a bit tired and down, I've got to speed up the treadmill or the bike. That's what motivates me. Target, target, target. Got to keep moving forward.
Well, that's great, and everybody wishes you the best in that race next weekend.
Yes.
So, yes, very exciting. So, we're looking forward to many years and as many continued years for you, and I know you'll be successful. And I'm sure everybody else wishes you all the best. So,
yeah, and a quick shout out to you, Dave, for 31 years. I've been directly working for you for 20, and it's 20 years. I mean, that's a life sentence in a good way. And there's been ups and downs and ebbs and flows, but honestly, overall, I couldn't have asked for a better mentor, both professionally and personally. You know that I always tap your knowledge and experience when it comes to non-specific work items, because you've done a lot in your, I won't mention your age, but a lot in your time on this earth. And I'm forever grateful, and I won't let you down. I won't let our Goslings down.
And we know that. And thank you for everything you've done for us, and thank you for your comments, and all the best for a wonderful Friday, July the 12th.
Take care, everyone. On to next meeting. Gotta go. Ciao.